are back, Forever and Then Some, your favorite theme park podcast. I'm Brian Hefner, this is my beautiful wife Tiffany. We love theme parks. We're here to talk theme park stuff. And we have been, if you've been keeping up with the channel, we've been to Epic Universe. So we're going to dive into Epic Universe, our reviews, our experience, some things we like, some things we didn't like, and kind of like break down our day, even though we have a full vlog on the channel. We kind of wanted to talk about some more things in depth on the podcast, so that's what we're going to do today. Thank you guys for hanging out. If you haven't noticed, the channel name changed. The podcast name has not changed. It's still Forever and Then Some. And if you're on audio, nothing has changed, so just keep listening the way you are. But we decided to change the YouTube channel a little bit to kind of like differentiate the brand a little bit, because I felt like, well, our name had pod in it and we were doing more vlogs, and I'm going to start doing different style videos on the channel. So I figure we keep the podcast. It's going to be in its own little, if you're on the channel, you know, click the podcast thing. They'll show up on the regular feed. And then vlogs and the other style videos will fit in with the Hefner Family Adventure brand. That dirty word, brand. All right. Epic Universe. We're going to talk favorite rides. We're going to talk theming. We're going to talk things that surprised us, things that we didn't like so much, and maybe some like tips or something that we can help you guys.
Tips and tricks.
Yeah, tips and tricks help you experience the park the best way you can.
Yeah, I
through
think
our
this
through
is
our
like
lens.
more of like, so the vlog is more like experiencing it with us.
Yeah.
For the first time, and this is just more like us like sitting back and like
We're
going over the experience, you know?
Yeah, it's
like,
been over a week since we've been there, so we kind of can like breathe it in.
Take
and
it
like
in.
We took it in. We've also watched a lot more content on other people's. And since we went, previews are now open to everybody, so the crowds are a lot different.
Yeah, like I was looking today, and even the carousel was a 25-minute wait.
Yeah, and we walked on that thing.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, I'm sure crowds are going to be insane. Match Made in Hefner, my brother and my sister-in-law, our brother and sister-in-law, our brother and sister, however, whatever. They're going this weekend on the 4th. And I feel like they're going to have a completely different experience. I can't wait to see what their vlog is like. But yeah.
I think they still have a good chance for it not being as busy because it is May the 4th when they're going.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to be at Disney.
They were kind of smart booking it that day, and then it worked. I mean,
I'm excited to see how their experience is too, because we went on a weekday. They're going on a weekend,
right?
Too. But a Sunday, usually Saturday, Friday. I feel like Friday,
Saturdays are
going to be the gnarly days.
Yeah.
But all right, yeah. So let's hop into the day. The first thing that, well, our day began obviously with us pulling into an empty parking lot that I don't think will ever be empty ever again.
Yeah, I don't think many people are talking about the experience of going when you went to the preview, walking into like a park that it feels like it really does feel like you're the only people there. Kind of,
it's kind of crazy. Like you even feel like when you're driving
it's like
up,
you'd be on like one of those private tours.
Yeah, or like even like pre getting to the parking lot, like pulling onto the brand new roads.
Crazy. Yeah,
there's like still cones. You're seeing everything's brand new. I felt like there was like 1 or 2 cars around us at all times, and then like we parked in the parking lots like almost empty. They had like, you can tell some of the employees were parked in front of us.
They were still doing construction.
Yeah, they still had like scissor lifts out, and like
they were like working. Yeah,
it's crazy.
I don't feel like I'm very emotional when it comes to the park outside of like Disney itself, just because like, you know, we've talked about growing up and stuff and all that.
Yeah.
But like there was a moment when we were walking up to the park after getting out the parking lot, or from the parking lot up to the park, that I like got a little teary eyed. I mean, like, I don't know why I'm emotional about this, but like, it's like we will be able to tell our grandkids, like when we're taking them
right
to Epic Universe, like we were, so, you know, some of the first people that got to see this park, and like we experienced it with 5-minute wait times.
Yeah, we were walking in and we were kind of like, it felt like I was floating all day, but that first like, yeah, just seeing like the Helios from the highway, seeing Stardust from the highway, parking, walking up, and like there was probably like, when we were walking up, there was like 10 people tops that we passed. Then when you get up to security was busier, but not crazy when we went.
No.
We were through security in like 5 minutes. We showed up like an hour before we were actually able to go into any of the lands. Um, Park opened at 11 the day we went. We were there about 10. I think we got through security and we're starting to film our first shots of the Chronos at like 10:15.
Yeah.
We got to get you a wheelchair. That's in the vlog. That was super stress free, easy. I think it was like $15.
Yeah. $15
Hopped
for
right in
the
for the wheelchair rental.
is it automatic? I was kidding.
No, it's just definitely a push one.
Yeah, just a push. Yeah.
The initial like vibe of just the entrance and the security though is it was a little bit overwhelming, like emotional. We're kind of both like, oh my god, I can't believe we're about to go in this park. It was actually super easy getting in. You had to show your pass because you haven't been to Universal in a while.
Yeah.
But I had been to Universal recently, so I just hopped in. They already had my face in the system. I didn't have to show a pass or anything, and I was right in there. It was super easy. And even like the Chronos itself and the front areas, you are immediately immersed in like the theming.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. They didn't miss a detail. That's for sure.
Oh, definitely not. So when you first walk in, we're in Celestial Park. How do you feel about Celestial Park? I guess we'll start there.
I mean, it's cool. I'm not like the hugest fan of the area. I think that it's cool that it is like this like breathing space, I guess you'd say, because all the like worlds you go into, they are very immersive and stuff. So it's cool. We didn't spend a lot of time in it other than like going in it to get to the gift. I'm not gift shops. Well, we did go into a gift shop, but to get to the other lands, and we ate actually
in it. Yeah, Pizza Moon is in
it, which was great.
Yeah,
but
we'll get to that.
I mean, it's overall, it is like it's like a spa. It's like it gives you like spa vibes.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. It is like, it's like spacey vibes, kinda, but it is very like, I even
tranquil. Tranquility.
Yeah. I said this in the vlog, but it does work like it gives you a palate cleanse a little bit because the worlds are so immersive. And Nintendo World has so much going on. Dark Universe, they're all just a bunch of people packed in. But the Celestial Park is so grand. It's like the walkways are big, the fountains are huge. It feels really like big without being too overwhelming. It doesn't feel like everything's packed.
There's not a lot of stuff in it other than like pretty views of like a fountain. And the hotel, the gardens.
Yeah,
there's a couple things out in there. There's like food and everything like that. And there's a gift shop, but it doesn't feel like you're at a theme park. It feels like you're kind of at a resort.
Yeah, well, it feels like you're at a park because that's what they said there. That was Universal's whole thing with Celestial Park and the Pole Park, is that they want to put the park back in theme park. So it's like this. There's gardens. The fountains play a big thing. Like I feel like it does. It has its own personality. Like it feels like this calming. Like, oh, you could take a breath when you're here. You can watch the fountains. We got a little bit of blowback with the water of the fountains, with the wind, and we were getting soaked at one point.
But on a hot day, I'm sure it feels amazing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Celestial Park right away. The carousel we did it later in our day, but we did ride the carousel. It was
I just like that cute. It has that like relaxing vibe.
Yeah, for sure. And then Stardust, of course, like Stardust lived up to the hype for me. You didn't get to ride it. I rode it twice, once during the day, once at night, and it is definitely on the list.
Yeah,
top rides.
I'm giving it a bummer rating because I couldn't ride it.
Oh yeah, don't hate. All right, so which world? Well, if you watch the vlog, we hopped into. Do you want to go in the order of the lands that we did it, or do you want to go in the order of the lands as you see them?
Yeah, let's do that. That way,
lands that you see them. So when you first walk in, we went left, or if you go right, Isle of Berk is first. But we'll just go the way we went. You go left. So the first land is Nintendo Land. I'm not gonna lie, Nintendo Land was my least hyped area, and walking into that land for the first time was the most like, besides Isle of Burke. Isle of Burke and Nintendo Land were like neck and neck with like the emotion
See,
and the
okay,
feeling, because
I would
they're
say they're
like,
all equally themed,
oh yeah, no, they're
but
all crazy themed.
Nintendo Land makes you feel like you're a kid.
Yes, and I didn't expect it, and I've seen it so many times, but like walking into it, I'll say Nintendo Land feels the live, like the most lively. Like there's so much
It's
going
so
on.
much color
Everything,
too, like vibrant
oh
colors.
my gosh,
Everything's moving.
everything's moving. It's got the best sight lines for sure.
Yeah,
It's hard to see other. We'll get into that in other lands,
yeah.
but the sight lines, you can't see anything else but Nintendo Land. You are in Nintendo Land, and I like how you enter at the top level. You had the wheelchair, so you had
No,
to
I
take the
entered at the top.
elevator up. Yeah, if you watch on the vlog, we like cross paths. As I went up, you went up, and we kind of like met at a perfect time to walk through the front door, or we'll
Yeah.
walk through the entrance.
No, I didn't have to take an elevator. So
Oh,
you would
really?
have to take an elevator down once you're in. So I don't know how, it doesn't even feel like we went uphill that much. But like, so when you come in, if you're in a wheelchair or
Is
you
there
have
a pipe
crutches or
down
anything,
there
there's
too?
a pipe.
Okay.
So you veer off to the right and they'll direct you over there. And there is a pipe that does the same thing, but except you walk through it, and it went uphill, but it does not seem like it's going uphill the way those escalators are going
Yeah,
up
the
the hill.
escalators seem like they're bringing you up a really. I guess they are long and like not so steep.
They seem steep
The
though. That's the
pipe,
thing.
the pipe effect on the escalators
I'm sure it's
is
super
amazing.
cool. Yeah.
It is like, okay, you're doing
I'm
what
going
you're
into a
doing, the
different
thing,
universe.
the Mario thing.
Yeah,
Um,
so you go up and you end up in the same exact spot that you would if you were going up the escalators.
yeah,
Um very cool experience, and it is very much like, even though once you come through the pipe on either end, you come into, is that supposed to be like Princess Peach's castle that we're coming from
yeah.
out
You're
of?
supposed to be coming out of
Like her
Peach's
little,
castle. Yeah.
and you're walking it. It is very like the way they have it, like, I don't know, the entrance in, it's like what is this?
What do you mean?
Like it's rounded, like the top of it's not like a square
Yeah, yeah.
entrance, it's rounded at the top. So it like covers some of it as you're walking out. So you walk out and you really like, as soon as you like hit that like opening is when you like see this full like
Oh yeah, you
Nintendo,
look left and
the
right,
way,
and
yeah,
it
it's
is
just, and
just
it explodes.
it's a lot. Yeah, and
I
we
didn't
did.
even realize there was a Donkey Kong area.
Yeah, yeah. We didn't go straight to Donkey Kong until we went later in the day. So we like left, went and ate, and came back. But yeah, the Donkey Kong section also feels like it's entirely another land.
Well,
It feels like a whole nother
you go
world.
through another
Yeah, you
tunnel.
go through another pipe,
Yeah.
or well, tunnel. But one thing we so our experience, we only have gone once, and we were kind of like, not attractions but ride, like our goal was rides without us even really realizing it, because we all love rides. So we were like, let's see how many rides. We wanted to try and get all the rides done, which we
Yeah.
didn't. But so we kind of went in Nintendo Land, like soaked it in for like a couple minutes, and then went straight to Bowser's Challenge because it was only a 15-minute wait. It got delayed, and we ended up being in there for like 45 minutes. That's one thing about the preview that we went to, is like, and I don't know how it is right now. I haven't paid attention that much to the app, but they're definitely in previews. Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
delays.
I don't think there was one ride that we went on that we didn't have a delay.
Yeah, except for like
The carousel.
the carousel, and I don't think Stardust. Stardust had delays in the morning, but it didn't delay while we were in line.
Okay. Wasn't there,
Um,
wouldn't know.
yeah, you were waiting for us.
But
We
yeah,
also didn't do anything like the power up bands. We didn't
no, yeah.
experience. We didn't dive deep into each land. We kind of went in, experienced the land a little bit, rode as many rides as we can. So in Nintendo Land, we only rode Bowser's Challenge.
But with saying that we haven't experienced the land in like depth,
Yeah.
I don't feel like I missed, like,
Yeah, no, not at all.
not missed out, but I feel like just how immersive it is. Everywhere you look, you're getting an experience.
It's wild.
So like it doesn't like I didn't even really go downstairs like to the lower part of Nintendo Land until we came back again for
We tried to get on Minecart.
Minecraft. Yeah. So I didn't really get the experience. I spent some time up top and it's beautiful. It's crazy. It's like you might as well be like a 10-year-old child running through there. It's
sure.
just so cool.
You don't realize like how big and like how nostalgic Mario and
Well, that's
Nintendo
one thing
is.
that I will. Well, yeah, big in, but I.
And then you're
That's
in there
one
and you're
thing.
like, oh,
I can't wait to go back to. Not can't wait back for it to be busy, but go back when it is opened to see if it still has that grand feeling, because there was so little people there that everything felt like huge. Which I mean, it is huge, but like when you go to like Disney or Universal or anything like that, like it's crowded. When it's crowded, things don't hit the same because you're not like seeing it through like you're seeing it through all these people.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested in seeing if it'll still have that like grand scale to it. It also had a grand scale because it was our first time going.
Yeah, and it was so like open.
Yeah. So I'm wondering how it feel with more people.
Yeah. And I'll say Nintendo Land was probably the busiest land while we were in it. The most people were in that land probably while we were in it.
Yeah.
It was the busiest.
Well, no. I would say
you think Heidelberg was busier?
Paris.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
it was definitely the busiest.
Paris, we spent the least amount of time,
and it was pretty busy. It was like yeah.
So if you didn't know, but about Nintendo, I mean, you probably do if you're watching this podcast. But they have the power up bands. There's a lot of immersive areas. We didn't experience any of that, so that's something that we look forward to doing next time we go. Investing in a power up band, playing the games, showing you guys all that different stuff. But so from there, if you're going, so what's next?
I would say, do you want to talk about the ride a little bit?
What, Bowser's Challenge? Yeah, I guess we could. Yeah, we'll I was about to jump out of the land. I honestly,
enjoyed it.
I liked it a lot.
It's confusing though when it's your first time because like depending on how you have your goggles fit, you don't even realize you're missing stuff at the bottom. And I didn't realize until halfway through the game that I was like, oh, there's stuff down there.
Oh, Mr. Man. I didn't realize that until I had looked at my score.
Yeah. I started noticing that and I also started noticing that it counted like how many times you shot out.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. I also got a little confused because there's like arrows that tell you to turn your wheel, and then you aim when you're shooting your shells, you aim with your head. So it's a bit confusing, but I will say I thought it was going to be like discombobulating a little bit. It wasn't. And honestly, like if you're not, I was just shooting and steering and looking because the scale of the darker eyed vibe of it is crazy. Yeah. Like I've watched so many videos about that ride, was not hyped at all. And being inside of it, I said it in the video too about the queue, like you don't get the vibe through a screen. Like you have to go in and feel it. And it actually is a very fun ride.
Just so you guys don't get scared like I did. Your butt gets suctioned into those seats. Yeah, okay? I don't know what that is, but it scared me when I sat down. You literally heard a and then we're getting out, and I couldn't get out, and I was so scared I was gonna have to ask for help. I'm like, oh my god, I am stuck in the seat, and I just so happened to like lean to the left to try to like make a pocket because you're suctioned into it. It's not that you don't fit. It's like you, and you literally hear it like release the air.
Yeah, this is not something that we just felt. This is something that people say about that ride.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's other people that say that it does suction you in.
It does, and it's alarming. It's alarming.
Yeah, but yeah, Bowser's Challenge, dude, surprised both of us. I think she was more hyped for it than I was, and I left feeling like it's a really cool ride, and it will be awesome. Like I watched Mario with Everly the other night, so she kind of like knows who they are now. It is a perfect ride for children.
Yeah.
And like Nintendo Land definitely feels like this park in general definitely feels like it's a good mix of child and adult themes.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, we didn't get to ride minecart and we didn't get to ride Yoshi. Yoshi was a 5 minute wait, but we were kind of prioritizing other
And it
things.
kept breaking down too. Yoshi
Uh,
had just as much breakdowns, I think, as minecart did
minecart was broken down a lot.
all day, and they kept taking carts off.
Yep, we were in line for it, and it said an hour, or did it say 75?
75.
75, and we were like 3/4 of the way through the line and got an extended delay, and we only had about an hour and a half left of the day, and it was the only ride with a more than 20-minute wait. Like everything else was under 20 minutes, and this was 75, and I think it went up to 90 once we got an announcement saying that they pulled carts off the track and that the wait was going to be longer than the even posted wait time. So we made the executive decision to get out of line as soon as we could and hightail it to other rides, because we hadn't at the time ridden Hiccup Wing Gliders. Wait, yeah, we hadn't ridden Wing Gliders, we hadn't ridden Dragon Racers Rally, and we wanted to do the meet and greet. But Nintendo Land, very impressed. It's a beautiful land. I can't wait to go and just soak it up. I cannot wait to go to Toadstool Cafe and just eat the most delicious food. That new calzone that they just announced looks. Mwah.
I didn't see a calzone.
I sent it to you the other day.
No, that look. I didn't even. Okay, I didn't read it. I just saw it and thought it looked cool. I thought it was a puff pastry with like a filling.
No, it's a shell. It looks like the shell that you shoot out, but it's a calzone.
It looks like one of those. What I can't think of what they're called.
A bao bun?
No, the little puff pastries that usually have chocolate on top and the cream on the inside.
Like a Boston cream donut.
Kind of, but no, puff pastry.
Puff pastry. All right, so yeah, going from there to the next thing en route is Dark Universe. Dark Universe is where we started our day. If you watch the vlog, you already know. If not, go watch the vlog. But we started our day because, is he okay?
Yeah.
You hit his head?
Well, no, his head just hit the like.
Right the headphones.
And it sounds so much louder than it is.
Our little man is in theme, by the way, wearing the Harry Potter outfit. Snuggle a muggle, the shirt says. He's a man. He's a widow man. So yeah, the next in going in order, if you're making the roundabout, is Dark Universe. Dark Universe is where we started our day. We did spend a good amount of time in Dark Universe.
Yeah.
Didn't eat any food. We just rode the rides. So we started our day with getting right in a line for Monsters Unchained. It was delayed in the beginning of the morning, and we waited about an hour and 10, 15 minutes for it. 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Hour and 20 minutes altogether for it.
It's a really, really, really cool
area. It's my favorite ride.
That's my favorite ride. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'll get into this in a little bit. I was gonna try and stick to 30 minutes for this episode, but clearly we're not there. We're gonna go over, but as we should. Right. Epic Universe was amazing. We left feeling very happy about this park. Yeah, Monsters Unchained is probably my favorite ride in the park. It's close with Stardust. It did not disappoint. The storytelling is amazing. The animatronics are amazing. I think they took everything that isn't so great about Forbidden Journey and just like made it way better. The restraints are better than Forbidden Journey. I didn't feel any sickness on this, and Forbidden Journey makes me nauseous sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we rode that right away.
No, this is like 1,000
times %.
1,000 times better.
Yeah. Forbidden Journey. Yeah, it's Forbidden Journey walk, so this thing could freaking sprint at you like get out.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, but I think it also has to do with like you are immersed as soon as you walk into the land, and you don't leave that immersion.
Yeah.
Until not to get on the ride, it like follows through the ride.
Yeah,
there's never a break in between like what you're doing.
Right, the land feels like a part of the queue for this ride. This ride is, I mean, even when you're in the land, you're watching the electricity volt all throughout the land. It's lighting things up. It is like the centerpiece of this land, and the story, even with the characters that walk around, they're playing along with the story of this ride.
Yeah.
As to where what is it called? Darn it. Why am I blanking?
On what?
The other ride, the roller
Werewolf.
coaster. Yeah. I don't know why I can't think of the name of it right now. Curse of the Werewolf. There we go.
I was like, werewolf.
So as like, I don't feel like I feel like Curse of the Werewolf is kind of just put there.
Really?
It doesn't feel like a part of the story.
I think it does
all
because there's a
around.
werewolf in.
Yeah. There's a look at that man. Our sweet boy
in
is
Monsters
up.
Unchained. There's a werewolf, and it's the same werewolf that they
Yeah,
have.
it is, but it doesn't tell a story like Monsters Unchained does. It's just a roller coaster that
No, it doesn't
spins.
tell as much, but I still think it's themed, and you keep the theme and the like immersive like feeling through it.
Yeah, it doesn't like throw you. It doesn't feel like you're in a different land when you're on
To
it or
me, it
anything.
feels like you're like in the outskirts of this area in the woods,
Right?
Which outskirts in this area of the woods, and like that's usually where the werewolves are and the gypsies and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, that's also, I mean,
a great roller coaster as well.
Yeah, she rode it. We had, I don't know, the weight distribution must have been perfect because we spun like crazy on this thing.
Going.
I'll say that we had our brother Colton with us, and he's a taller guy, and it was very uncomfortable for him.
Yeah, he's 6.
He said he'll never ride it again.
6'4".
He said his knees were destroyed, and he doesn't want to ride it
Yeah, I
again.
looked back, and his knee was like literally being like stabbed by. That is one thing I say. Like a lot of the rides feel like they are like body friendly. I would say to most sides, but like
compared,
Colton had a lot of difficulty. I felt like with most rides, like that was the only one that he was like, no, I won't go on ever again.
Yeah.
But almost every ride, his knees were very close, except for Hiccup's Wing Glider. The front row, no, which one is the double? I'm sorry, I'm thinking about Bowser's Challenge. The back seats, because they're double stacked, they're almost like Men in Black carts.
Yeah.
The back one had less leg room. The front one had so much more. So if you're a taller person, I would definitely go for the front part of that. But every time I looked at him, he looked like he was very tight with the leg space.
Yeah, on Curse of the Werewolf.
Well, on that, on
and on Bowser,
and then on the Harry Potter,
the Ministry, the Battle of the Ministry.
Yeah. So like it wasn't very height friendly. I don't feel like.
Yeah, it's weird. I've also seen a lot of people saying like bigger people
are struggling.
Saying there's a struggle too. But yeah, so we kind of just we rode the ride one time, left, and then came back into the land and did a lap. Did both the rides.
The characters got great,
got great interactions with Igor. Our daughter is in love with Igor, so we spent a lot of time following him around. She met him in the beginning of the day, and then met him later in the day, and he remembered her. So they had this like great interaction. And while we were in there, we secured our virtual queue for Ministry of Magic too.
Yeah,
the virtual queue was like, it was confusing at first, but you just gotta be on it. Go back and forth, back and forth. You guys were like in a queue or something. Yeah. 2 of us were in a queue for it, and I just sat there on the main thing, just like backing out, going back in, got back. Once it turned blue, it clicked it, put 6 people, hit a time, and I got it. So I don't
honestly,
and it was about 2 minutes after the time. So 2 minutes after 3. You
don't even have to click up to 6 people. Some guy was saying if you just leave it one person, and when you go to there and say, hey, I have 6 people in my party, they'll just let you through. You're 6 people. So I'm like, you don't even have to waste the time to go 6 people.
Right. The only thing that I guess I can save it for later, but yeah, we got out of that land, and then the next land we skipped over France. But if you're going in order, this is all, I'm just going to save this stuff for later. So if you're going in order, next is Wizarding World.
Wizarding?
The Wizarding Paris. The land is
massive,
very big. It's impressive. The land itself is very impressive. We kind of zoomed through it, did a lap, went to the ride. We don't have wands. We don't have Generation 2 wands. We didn't watch the show. We didn't get anything but 1 butterbeer in there, so we haven't tried any of the food yet.
No. Yeah.
But we did ride Ministry of Magic. And I'll say that our first it was the first time of the day where I was like not completely like impressed. The land is amazing. I think that it's awesome. I think the queue for Ministry of Magic, we did talk about this in the vlog, so we don't got to go too crazy, but me and her left a little underwhelmed with Ministry of Magic. The operation was definitely felt it. This ride felt like it was in preview mode still. Like
I honestly
hecka.
could tell you that I could have keep the land and got rid of the ride.
Yeah.
The ride is like pointless to me. I'm not huge into like Harry Potter movies. I've watched them and they're great. Um, but the ride didn't thrill me or like intrigue me or take me to like. It didn't also like bring me more immersive into the land itself either. I didn't get the point. I mean, I know the storyline. I just didn't like. It didn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
I
I mean, the
guess.
story is very cohesive. It
Yeah,
does
yeah,
tell a story. It is a cool story. And it is a huge ride. Like, it is big. Like, the rooms that you're in are gigantic.
yeah,
The scale is gigantic. The animatronics of all the Death Eaters are very impressive. There's one really big monster animatronic in it that is very impressive. I
yeah,
will say the screen thing is like, yes, it's a lot of screens, and it is sets with screens. I do give you that. There is a lot of set pieces that are with screens, and the screens are better. They're like the screens that are in if you've done the Stuntacular, the Born Stuntacular and Universal, where it's like it is seamless. It's kind of hard to tell like what's a screen and what's not a screen, but for me, I think the beginning of the ride, the first couple scenes are so screen heavy that if you are motion sickness, you're touchy with motion sickness, the first 2 minutes or minute of this ride sets you up to feel sick the entire time.
yeah.
It
It
is
got me
moving.
like that
There's
too.
a
Yeah,
big screen moving, so it feels like you're going up and over somewhere and following along other things that you're focusing on, and then there's scenes that are like there's a screen in the background, then there's another cart or elevator, but in the elevator is another screen where the people like the three are in or the other characters are in. So it's like there's this one set piece and the outline where the screen is feels it is sets, but there's a screen here, there's a screen here, and they're all moving and doing different things sometimes. It's very disorienting.
yeah,
To me it was. It also felt like it needed some like the car itself moves so much that I felt like I was doing this to like me and Tiffany were like holding on to each other.
it
It
jerks you a
feels like it
lot.
needs something to hold on to almost.
Yeah. For me, it's a worth riding once
For
just to
sure.
experience it. But I would not. It would not bother me if I never got on it again.
I want to ride it again. I watched POVs and stuff and I was like, it is really cool. It is really cool. The animatronics are impressive. I want to ride it again just to make sure. But this was the thing that I was least impressed with when I came to it at the end of
Yeah,
the day.
and it just like it. So it just makes you feel like I wear glasses, but it made me feel like if I had not worn my glasses and had been drinking,
Yeah. It
and
feels
like
like
you feel
very
like you can't focus on anything.
right.
You feel like you're just being jerked around.
And that could be
I
different
mean,
for everybody.
and the things that you do see, they are very cool. Like you said, the animatronics
Oh my
are
gosh.
great,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's a miss for me.
Yeah, it was definitely like I want to ride it more. Obviously, we only rode it once. So I want to experience it more, but everything else blew me away. And this really didn't blow me away the way that I felt like people were literally calling this thing the best ride in the world. And I think that next door, Monsters Unchained, that could be one of the best rides in the world.
Dark ride.
That could be like best dark ride for sure, best storytelling, animatronics, mind blowing. And the first time we rode it, animatronics, some of them weren't working. The second
And it's
time
still
through,
though.
it still blew us away.
Yeah.
So with that, that was pretty much our Wizarding World experience. We do want to go back. Obviously, when the park opens and we get annual passes added, we're going to go experience this stuff more with vlogs. And I'm going to make a lot more videos about all these lands prior, like coming up to the day of opening, because we're only like 20 days away now as the time of this recording.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then next is so we've done everything except for our favorite land, the Isle of Berk. How to Train Your Dragon. This land, we did every ride in it, or I did every ride in it. We actually rode. We both got to ride wing gliders twice.
Yeah.
We did fire drill in the midst of the heat in the hot day. It refreshed.
A fun, cute ride,
dude. The meet and greet is amazing. The scale of it is amazing. They knocked this land out of the park.
I don't think I'm like one of those people that like with like characters that I am like, I don't know.
You don't get like emotional or anything when it comes to characters.
Emotional, or I don't get like super like pulled in by characters. I don't feel like, because I know you're.
Yeah.
You know.
But this thing isn't
cool. Yeah. But
Toothless isn't a thing in a costume.
I was gonna say all the characters except one, and it's just because I haven't seen the second.
You go to sleep, little boy.
Second movie. So why am I blanking on her name? Don't tell me.
The girlfriend?
Yes. Don't tell me. Astrid.
Yep, there you go.
So she's like soft when you meet her in the park, and like if you watch the first movie, she's not. She's more like a tomboy. Like, you know, she was like the best Viking at the time for their age group. So like that one threw me off just based off that. But like the twins,
I can't think of their names either right now.
Gosh. Oh my gosh! Tough Nut and Rough Nut.
Yep.
So so good.
Yeah, they kill it.
So and good. And like that, you don't even like. So they're walking around for you to have interactions with, but like, okay, you're waiting in line for the meet and greet, right? And they see this long line of people waiting, quietly standing there or whatever, and they come over and they interact with you while you're there, and they tell a story and they make a joke, and like they're all in on like the same story, but they're doing it at different times. So like so that day, I don't know if it changes, but Tough Nut and Rough Nut were talking about they were going to put on a play, and who was going to play who and do this and whatever. And then later on, Hiccup comes over, or Hiccup sees them, and he talks about those two like trying to put on a play and trying to keep it behind everybody's back.
Yeah, they're all working very close and very well together.
And then so while we were waiting in the line to meet Hiccup and Toothless, Hiccup actually had to leave, and he was like, "I'll be back. I'm going to go pick some flowers for Astrid. We're actually going to go on a night ride later. It's a beautiful night for it, but don't tell her. I wanted her to be a surprise. I just told her we're going to meet up later." So then when we met Astrid, like an hour later, she's like, "Isn't tonight beautiful? I think Hiccup might take me on a night ride tonight. It's a perfect night for it." And it's just like, so they all like kind of know what the other one's like story is.
Yeah, they're all very much on the same page. Plus, Rough Nut and Tough Nut are out like all day. Insane. There wasn't a moment where I didn't take a circle and see them hanging out. Yeah. Mariah got to interact with them like multiple times. Yeah. And as far as the rides, fire drill, so cool.
So good.
Fun. You're going to get soaked. I don't think we realized until halfway through the ride, or when the ride was almost over, that you're not supposed to hit certain targets if you don't want to get wet. So we were drenching ourselves, and everybody was drenching us.
If you don't want to get wet, if the boat behind you wants to get you wet,
you're going
to get wet. You're going to get soaked.
It's simple. It's a short little track. It does a little circle, but it's super fun. It's fun. It's a cool take on a water ride.
I really enjoy it. That's probably like, and I love Popeyes. Popeyes is my favorite ride, I think, like water ride.
It just ended the call.
Did she do that?
I don't know.
Did you put my phone on the charger?
No, I set it next to her on the bed.
Oh, I told you to put it on the charger. It's dead.
Oh, all right. Well, jeez. Well, no, if she wakes up, she'll be screaming. But yeah,
it's a really, really, really good ride. I think Hiccup's Wing Glider is my second favorite ride of all the park. Once again, I did not get to go on Stardust.
And we
So
didn't ride Minecraft yet. Minecart. Why do
yeah,
we keep doing this? Minecart race. We didn't get to do the minecart roller
yeah.
coaster yet.
I still don't think it's gonna beat that. I mean, I
No.
could be wrong, but I don't think so.
Yeah, Hiccups was the biggest surprise of the day for us.
It was so
It is
much fun.
so fun.
That was like the closest I've been to, like, I mean, the werewolf got me a little bit. The, what is it called?
Curse of the Werewolf.
Curse of the Werewolf got me a little bit because that's the first time I've been on a roller coaster in
Years.
about 3 years now. So
Since Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah, and I can't even say I experienced that ride because I was so fearful because it was hurting me. That's when I realized I can't do those kind of rides.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing with Hiccups and Curse of the Werewolf, they don't have anything where you're churning from the side to side, like, or going under.
It feels like a smaller, not a smaller scale, but kind of smaller scale Haggards. Like it's
Hiccups.
Hiccups does. It's less, just less to it. Obviously,
I think I had more fun on Hiccups, to be honest with you. I think
Hiccups
it's better.
is awesome. I mean, Haggard, not better than Haggards, but
I do. I personally think it's better than Haggard's.
I think it's a close second.
I think Haggard's is better themed as far as because there's so much in
and there's more like more things that happen.
And the way you sit, this one is just like a regular seat roller coaster. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I loved it. We were going to ride it a third time, but we didn't want to like ride a bunch of stuff, and we wanted to hit Stardust one more time.
Yeah.
And then I did ride the Dragons Racer Rally. It's pretty cool. I didn't get it to flip, and I felt like I was focusing the whole time on trying to get it to flip, so I really didn't
missed out on like
I kind of missed out on just like the views and stuff. It was nighttime, so it did look beautiful, but I was like, the girl told me how to do it, and I was focusing so hard on trying to do it, and I didn't. That it felt quick. It's a cool little filler ride. I mean, I wouldn't wait long for it, but I would do it again. I definitely want to try and get that thing to flip.
Yeah.
And one of the only foods that we ate was in here. We did try the PB&J cone. Amazing, delicious.
Best theme park like snack, quick grab. I think I've had.
The flavor, everything was perfect. It was amazing. And then so that's all the lands. Isle of Burke definitely ended up being my favorite land
for sure,
all around. But we have not done Dark Universe at night.
No, so, we didn't get to go in there at night.
The one thing about this and the
time, Isle of Burke was also super pretty at night.
It was. It's like low lighting. It's like dim, kind of.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. The one thing that's kind of strange too, they just announced that the park hours are 9 to 9 when the park first opens. That's like an hour of dark. Like half the park is made to be at night. I feel like they're gonna change it eventually, and we had that experience. We were only there till what, 10? Or was it 9?
No, 9.
9. We were there till 9, so we only had an hour, maybe 40 minutes in the actual dark.
Yeah.
And me and her brother took advantage of that and rode Stardust. And they actually met Toothless when it was dark. And we rode Hiccups together when the sun was going down, and then we each rode it once in the dark.
Yeah. Back to like Toothless. When we talk about characters, and that's not like a person in a costume. That is the most insane meet and greet I have ever had.
Yeah, I want to meet him next time.
I felt like I was meeting like the cutest little animal in the world. The feeling is crazy, and like if you're really into like character meet and greets, that one will blow your mind because I had my little Toothmore bucket. And
Toothmore
because he's not a junior, but they're close related.
Yeah.
And he like tried to like
nestled up to it.
Yeah. And then I asked to pet him, of course, and he said yes. And then after I was done rubbing, I like pulled my hand back, and he was like, no more. And he like wanted me to pet him some more.
Yeah, he definitely.
That's insane.
He looks like a real live animal for sure.
It's so
crazy.
cute.
And I didn't even meet him. I was on roller coasters while you were doing that.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah. So that the only thing that we did outside of the rides is we did eat at Pizza Moon,
which that would be my tip, honestly, for as far as like eating goes. We split the cone that we had.
Yep.
And then we went later on for lunch at what is it called?
Pizza Moon. Yep.
And honestly, for theme park pizza,
It's dang good.
It's like it's better than some pizza restaurants I've had outside of theme parks.
For
to
sure.
be honestly, it was really really good. And so they're supposed to be single serving pizzas, like a personal size.
Mm-hmm. They're bigger than that.
They're way bigger than that.
We shared between how many? 6 of us? We shared 3
pizzas. So I think a pizza is perfect for 2 people.
Yeah. If me and you were going and we were on a budget, we could definitely go to Pizza Moon and get 1 pizza and get our freestyle drink and be fine.
Yeah.
And snack on something smaller in the park.
Yeah.
Definitely want to try the other cone.
And then it's, you're spending $18 for 2 people rather than $18 a person. Because everything, I think the cheapest thing was like $16.99 that I seen. So
yeah, there's the people have been saying the prices for the food in the park are a little bit high, but I'll say from what we saw, the quality meets the price.
The only place I've heard people have complaints about, not quality, but flavor, would be in Nintendo Land. They say that Mushroom Cafe is not
the Toadstool Cafe.
Yeah, isn't very
it's
the
also
theming's great of it, but like the items themselves aren't like great to eat.
I want to see what that calzone's about. But yeah, we left freaking blown away with this park. It is definitely theming wise. I've never seen a park like it. It is probably. It's hard to say. We've only been once, and it's hard for me not to tell you this is my new favorite place. I want to go. I like start. She's wearing my Velocicoaster shirt right now. I love Velocicoaster with everything in my being, and I stand on it being the best ride. And Stardust made me think really hard. I said it in the vlog originally when I first got off it, but then after that nighttime ride and our batteries were low and I didn't really get to like go in, but Stardust Racers is definitely one of the best rides I've ever been on in my life. And then Monsters Unchained is one of the best stories and best rides that I've ever been on in my life. And the theming is unmatched. The vibe of Celestial Park is beautiful. We left this park feeling just like so impressed. And we didn't want to go in and be like, this is the best place in the world, because everybody's doing that. But you leave and you're like, damn.
On the way there, we were listening to a podcast and they were like rating it against like their favorite parks and which one won, and Epic kept winning.
Yeah.
And I was like, whatever, dude. Like, this has been your favorite park since you were a kid, and you just tossed it out the door for Epic. Like, get out of here, you loser. I will not be on that bandwagon. I may be lying to you and myself, but I will not be on that bandwagon. It is my second favorite park. Right. But yeah, it's amazing.
It lives up to every other park.
I truly, truly, truly do not have a bad opinion on it that matters.
Yeah. The things that we left, with negatives were like very nitpicky. And the biggest negative I have is Ministry of Magic.
That's what I was going to say, that ride. That to me, honestly, like I said, I wish that they would have just done that one. Kind of how they did Monsters Unchained.
Yeah.
Or just done like a roller coaster.
Yeah, like we have Hagrid's. We have Hagrid's, and it's this like world-renowned roller coaster for theming. And why not? We have this gigantic building. Why didn't you just make a dark indoor coaster? I don't know. I'm gonna have to ride it again.
Because they could have done screens with a roller coaster, just like they did in Guardians of the Galaxy,
or just like Gringotts. Gringotts is a roller coaster track, and I think I prefer Gringotts over Ministry of Magic.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I prefer Forbidden Journey over Ministry of Magic right now.
Yeah,
because Ministry of Magic was amazing in scale, and the story is sick, and the animatronics are sick. But I felt way more nauseous than I have ever felt on Forbidden Journey on that thing. For me,
it just felt like it didn't hold up to the rest of the park.
Yeah, people are saying it's the best thing in the world, and it's just...
To me, it felt I don't want to use the word outdated.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like it kept up with the technology of everything else they did in the park, and like the quality.
Yeah.
For me, I just didn't enjoy it.
It just feels like Forbidden Journey, but bigger scaled and a different cart.
Yeah.
And also I do feel, and I hate to say this, but I feel like I'm personally we're having a little freaking Harry Potter fatigue. Like there is every park has a Wizarding World now. It's like we have all this new stuff in this brand new park, and there's a Wizarding World, and it's like honestly, Ministry of the Magic.
But that's the thing.
The ride is plopped into a Fantastic Beasts world. It doesn't. It just didn't feel as immersive.
The world is great to me. I enjoyed it. It's very
Paris
very
is
cool,
sick.
Just awesome.
Can't wait to try the food.
Is a letdown. I'm already like chanting for them to change it. Get rid of it. No, I'm just kidding.
By the way, the COO or CEO or whatever the heck of parks has already announced that they are expanding Epic Universe.
Nice.
They said all their parks will be going through expansions, including Epic Universe.
All the parks.
Every park is getting new things coming.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, so other than Ministry of Magic, the only nitpicks I really had were there's not a lot of shade, but that's because it's a new park and the trees have to grow. So I feel like in a couple of years that'll kind of be fixed. It's very out in the open. You're getting sunburn. I'm outside every day, so it didn't affect me much. This one was beet red by the end of the day. I was
tan by the next day, so I was fine with it.
There was a couple sections in Isle of Berk, which I think that also will be covered by trees eventually. But there's a couple sections in Isle of Berk where the sight lines aren't like the greatest, where you clearly see Stardust Racers, and you can I showed it in the vlog. There's like a straightaway where you can kind of see the top of Nintendo Land.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah,
I will agree,
but that is like the nitpickiest thing. Like we looked for it.
Yeah, but like at the same time, like with it being so immersive, I wish they would have figured out a way to just go ahead and cover those things.
I think
they are so like.
I think the trees
small.
And stuff will grow, and it will eventually like fill in.
Yeah, I just figured you could have just went up an extra 30 feet, 20 feet,
yeah,
and covered it.
Yeah, I feel you.
But
it's like. It's pushing it. Yeah. Like we really are trying. We were trying to find stuff that was like, we couldn't really. No. It was hard.
I would just say Ministry of Magic for me.
Yeah, that was the only kind of like letdown. And I mean, me personally, you don't like it at all. It sounds like.
No.
Me personally, I don't hate it. It just didn't live up to what I thought it was going to be. Yeah. And like I said, I think we in the parks I love Universal. You know us, if you listen to this podcast, even before we were doing theme park stuff fully, I'm standing up for Universal always. And she is like grew up Disney. She loves Disney. So she like
I'm hard on it.
She's hard on Universal. And coming from the person that stands up for Universal on this podcast, I am fatigued by Harry Potter. I think that I'm like a little bit over Harry Potter. So that I think that's what put the nail in the coffin for Harry Potter for me over there. Is like, okay, can we be done with the Wizarding Worlds now? Like,
but see, I don't think it's just the ride, the whole world. I'm like, I really enjoyed it.
You're right. I enjoy Paris.
I'm telling you, I think this ride is like, it's a fail. It's a complete fail for me. Like the animatronics are cool, but as far as like wanting to ride it again, I don't have that urge. I am okay with never riding it again.
Yeah.
If that ride goes up where you can never ride it again and the wait lines are intense, I'd be like, all right. Now, if any of the other rides that we rode are like one of those rides where you have to wait in line for hours, I'm not willing to do that for any ride. I mean, I can tell you, I could love that ride. That could be my favorite ride in the whole entire world. I'm not waiting over an hour for any ride.
Right.
Just
we're
not
spoiled.
Doing it.
We're just going to parks so much.
Floridian, not doing.
Right. We've been going to parks way before these crowds were here.
Yeah. So it's just not. It's a one-time ride. It's worth it for the one-time ride. Any ride is worth it for the one time because it's an experience to be had.
Mm-hmm.
I just think compared to the rest of the park, and that could be also what it is. It's just compared to the rest of the park. it is a letdown. Maybe if they would have built that in Universal part of the land that was already there,
Right.
maybe it wouldn't have like been such a bummer for me. It might have been like, all right. But once again, I just felt like I couldn't experience it because it messed with my eyes so much.
Yeah.
So that could also be another personal opinion because of like the way my eyes adjust in there.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Compared to other people's reviews, this is a very hot take.
Mine?
Yes. You're like the only person that we're the only people that I've heard been like, well, actually, Alicia Stella did say she got off the ride and went,
No, I watched
and
somebody else.
She's Miss, Epic
agreed.
Universe.
Yeah.
There
was somebody else.
There's other people for sure, but then for the most part, people are like, it's the best ride in the world.
But I think those are maybe Harry Potter people.
Yeah.
Like maybe they just
I like
really
Harry
love
Potter.
Harry Potter. Yeah, but you're not.
It's not like Star Wars or something to me. It's something I got into later.
Yeah.
I got into it because I liked Universal.
Okay.
I saw Deathly Hallows in theaters. You know what I mean? Like I
enjoy the movies, but like I'm not the type of person that would be like, let's watch them all. Let's do a long week of Harry Potter. I'm not doing that. Okay, if it's on TV and there's nothing else on, I'm putting that bad boy on and I'm enjoying it. I am.
I might not watch them all, but I'll watch my favorites. Prisoner of Azkaban. All right. So yeah, that's anything else? Did we have any like tips, tricks? No, I would say
go with money in your pocket to buy things. Yeah. I'm not the one. I'm always like, no, you can get it somewhere else cheaper or whatever, or get different. Their merch was so cute.
Yes.
And it's worth it's so cute.
There's a lot of merch too.
I want to buy so much stuff.
Yeah, the merch that is in Universal Parks and the Epic Universe Preview Center, not even close to what is in here.
Splurge, treat yourself.
Yeah, go get your merch. There's a lot of sick stuff. The stuff that we showed in our vlog was like us going in quick. We got the popcorn bucket. We showed some of I love the Epic Universe merch. Like the Celestial Park themed Epic Universe merch was sick.
I love that tannish color stuff.
Yeah.
What is it, tan?
Yeah, it was like a tan and blue.
Oh my God, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
I want the hat, the shirt, and the lounge flap.
Yep.
Give it to me.
Every land has a lot of merch. Even like the Mario Kart,
Mario Land or Nintendo.
Well, coming off of Bowser's Challenge, that it's like Pit something. I can't remember the name of the store.
Yeah,
but all that merch was super cool too. I don't feel like a lot of people are talking about the merch yet, and there's a lot of it. We were talking about going back next week, but we aren't, and I was going to extensively go through the merch because.
But that's one thing I do like about it. So, like, I feel like with the Celestial Park, the gift shop that's there, it has like a huge selection from each land.
Yeah.
It's not like a couple items here and there mixed all together. It has a pretty decent. So even if like on your way out, like you were immersed in the lands, you didn't have time to stop in like the gift shops in the lands, they have tons on your way out. That you can like
there's two big shops. There's one on each side.
Yeah,
we didn't go in the one, but we went into the World's Mercantile or whatever.
That's the bigger one.
I think it is. Yeah. And it has a lot. But yeah, that's Epic Universe. We've now done 2 podcasts about this park and a vlog about this park. Both, every one of them very long.
So rate your top, because I didn't write that many rides. I wasn't your top 3.
My top 3 rides.
Mm-hmm.
Monsters Unchained is at the top.
Hiccups.
No, Stardust Racers and Monsters Unchained are almost matched. They're almost I want to say Stardust could be my top because I enjoy roller coasters so much. But those are my top 1 and 2. They might flop back and forth depending on the mood. Camera just died. How did that happen? Goodness gracious. All right, it's the end of the podcast. We are ending it, and this is what happened. Our camera died, so here we are. Hold on, I'll flop it around. I don't know how this looks right now. With all this, with all this being said, thanks for hanging out with us. Epic Universe was amazing. We can't wait to go back to the park.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed the podcast. Like, comment, and subscribe. Do all the stuff, and we will see you in another podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for coming along on our adventures, our Hefner family adventure. welcome to the new
3 out of the 5.
Yeah. Welcome to the new channel. I don't know. It's not a new channel. We just rebranded it. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in another podcast. We love you guys. Hit it.
Bye.
Bye.